It's Mother's Day, so all you mothers out there, get ready to watch some movies. Stay tuned.
Thank you for coming along. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back to Robert Reacts, where I react to things. Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm counting down the 25 Mother's Day movies. And today, we're doing part 1. So to start, we've got number 25, which is To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar.
So, Virgil, I gather you like hitting ladies.
Some ladies need to get hit.
Uh-huh. Then, conversely, some men need to be hit back.
This movie came out in 1995, and it's about 3 drag queens who bring love and transformation to a small town. And I'm going to do a similar list for Father's Day, and I was wondering whether I should include this on the Mother's Day or the Father's Day list. And the energy of Tu Wong Fu is definitely more of a mother's energy. This is a nurturing energy, and I'm specifically talking about the relationship that Chi-Chi has with Miss Vida Boheme and Miss Noxzema Jackson. And there's a similar movie that I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about that will be on my Father's Day list because it does have a more paternal energy, even though it is about drag queens and traveling. Number 24 is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
And I don't want your friends hanging around my house.
Right.
And mow the lawn today, and don't forget to do the dishes, okay? Bye.
I'll do the dishes.
Dishes are done, man.
Cleans them down to the shot.
A movie from 1991 where a teen fakes her way into a high-level fashion job when her babysitter dies. Fun fact, Christina Applegate was only 19 and was only known for doing Married with Children at the time, which is wild because her performance in this movie is amazing. I still don't understand what the critics were thinking when this one came out. Number 23 is Friday the 13th from 1980.
This place. Steve should never have opened this place again. There's been too much trouble here. Did you know that a young boy drowned the year before those 2 others were killed? The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy drowned. His name was Jason.
And this movie, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, is about camp counselors who get picked off one by a mysterious killer. The mysterious killer, of course, being Jason's mother, Pamela Voorhees. And so it just made sense to include it in this list. Fun fact, Kevin Bacon gets killed in one of the film's most famous scenes, which is super early in his career. Number 22 is The Last Showgirl from 2024.
You guys, our show is legendary.
It is, but, Razzle Dazzle, it's old. It's the last show of its kind on the strip.
And if that's what makes it so special, the fact that it's the last one. It's a show. It's costumes. Sets.
Look, it is a dinosaur, Shelley.
I think we're getting noticed tomorrow.
Are you kidding? Yeah.
Which stars Pamela Anderson, who plays a veteran Vegas showgirl who must reinvent herself when her review ends. And there is the storyline of her and her daughter, which it seems like she had to choose between being a showgirl and being a mother. And it seems like this movie was based on the true stories of aging performers in Vegas, which is super interesting. Number 21 is Scream 2 from 1997.
Surprise cameo just for you.
Gail. Mrs. Loomis? What?
Billy's mother. Spice twist, huh? Didn't see it coming, did you?
This movie is a sequel to the original slasher movie, and it has Sidney Prescott back at college and Ghostface stalking her and all of her classmates And of course, we find out at the end that one of the killers is Mrs. Loomis, or Billy Loomis's mother from the first movie, looking to exact revenge on Sidney Prescott. A fun fact, the script was leaked online during production, leading to major rewrites and secrecy, which is something that has plagued the Scream movies before. Number 20 is Steel Magnolias from 1989.
We turned off the machines. Drum left, he couldn't take it. Jackson left. I find it amusing. Men are supposed to be made out of steel or something. I just sat there. I just held Shelby's hand. There was no noise, no tremble.
Which is about a tight-knit group of Southern women facing life's joys and tragedies together. It's so much more than that. So many quotable lines in this movie. One of my favorites is, "I want to know why. I want to know why." Fun fact, Dolly Parton, Julia Roberts, and Sally Field all filmed during a real Louisiana summer, so it was hot. Woo! Though Sweat is not a paid actor. Number 19 is Sweet Home Alabama from 2002.
Batten down the hatches, boys! Trouble done just walked back into my life, disguised as my favorite daughter-in-law. Oh, honey, drive that pretty face over here and give me a hug. Oh, goodness.
Soon to be ex-daughter-in-law.
Woo-woo! Who's the lucky guy?
His name is Andrew. He's in politics.
Well, you got my vote.
This movie is about Reese Witherspoon, who plays a fashion designer, and she must confront her past and choose between two loves. And so in this movie, Candice Bergen plays her soon-to-be mother-in-law. And so there's a lot of mother versus mother moments that happen in this movie, both with her soon-to-be mother-in-law, her current mother-in-law or soon-to-be ex-mother-in-law, and then her actual mom. The three of them are all big personalities, and so it just made sense to include it on this list. A fun fact, Reese Witherspoon actually filmed this right before Legally Blonde took off, which made her a household name. I'm sure that the success of Legally Blonde definitely helped boost this movie up. It's a good time. Number 18 is Miss Congeniality from 2000.
Look, he had a gun. Of course he had a gun. This is Texas. Everybody has a gun. My florist has a gun.
I don't have a gun. My ancestors were Quakers.
It just made sense. We had Candy Bergen in the last one. We're going to have Candy Bergen playing another kind of mother in this one. And it's about Sandra Bullock as an FBI agent who goes undercover at a beauty pageant to stop a terrorist. And again, lots of really quotable moments from this movie. A really fun movie. But again, Candy Bergen in it playing an unhinged, almost Pamela Voorhees level kind of mom. Fun fact, Sandra Bullock actually performed a lot of her own stunts, including the famous talent show Glass Act, which, is that a stunt? Is it a stunt if she's playing an instrument on a bunch of wine glasses? I guess it was. Number 17 is the Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror.
Welcome to the Sahara Salvation Bed and Breakfast Inn, a small slice of paradise here in the desert. I'm Helen, and this is my lovely and still single daughter, Luella.
This is a gay B&B, isn't it?
Oh, yes, dear. We are a refuge for your kind.
This is a movie from 2007, super low budget, where guests face a homophobic killer. That being the mother, who is trying to convert all of these queer guests at their bed and breakfast so that they can marry her daughter, which is wild. There's a monologue in this scene about her daughter's privates. So if you have not seen it, at least check out the monologue. You at least got to check out the monologue. Number 16 is Psycho Beach Party from 2000.
Hello, girls. Hi, Mom. Florence, hop in. I thought you were gonna help me pickle those beets.
Oh, I was just on my way. I gotta skedaddle. Toodles.
We haven't quite finished.
May I ask what's going on here?
There was a murder at the drive-in last night. White female, 17, sleeping it off in the morgue.
A murder? And you didn't tell me?
I didn't want to upset you.
What were you doing around 9 p.m., Mrs. Forrest?
What any woman should be doing at that hour. Needlepoint.
And this is a film adaptation of the Charles Busch play, which is a beach party movie meets a slasher spoof with a touch of queerness. And the killer ends up being the mother in the movie, who is killing people off because she sees them as abominations to God. A fun fact, Charles Busch plays the police captain in drag in the film. Number 15 is quite a famous movie about a famous mother. It's Mommy Dearest from 1981.
No wire hangers! What's wire hangers doing in this closet when I told you no wire hangers ever?
Which is a dramatization of actress Joan Crawford's abusive parenting. Joan Crawford being played by Faye Dunaway in this movie, and her performance, which was so over the top, became an unintentional camp classic. One of those movies it's hard to watch, very hard to rewatch. Number 14 is Serial Mom from 1994.
Hello?
Is this the cocksucker residence?
God damn you, stop calling here.
Isn't this 4215 Pussy Way?
You bitch!
Now let me check the zip code. 212, fuck you!
Which is a movie about a suburban mom who turns into a cheery serial killer. And again, we have a similarity to Psycho Beach Party here, where it's a mother who is disgusted by a lot of different things or angered by a lot of different things. And so she is essentially bullying people to death in this movie. And the fun fact about this one is that John Waters based parts of the script on real murder cases and suburban obsessions with manners. So there you go. Perfect meeting in the middle. Number 13, and the final one for this video, is The Birdcage from 1996.
Here I am. Oh, please forgive me for being so late, but the traffic was unbelievable. Senator Keeley, Mrs. Keeley, I'm so happy to meet you at last. And oh, you must be Barbara. What a pretty child. Come here and give me a hug. Oh, don't be afraid. Oh, how adorable. She's shy.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Mrs. Coleman.
Goldman.
I thought the D was silent.
Again, a movie that I was wondering whether I should include on the Mother's Day list or on the Father's Day list, and I ultimately felt that the maternal element of the story is what was being focused on here. So The Birdcage is about a gay couple who tries to play it straight for their son's ultra-conservative in-laws. This is a very famous queer movie starring Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, and there's a lot of elements to the maternal relationship in this movie. Both Nathan Lane and Christine Baranski are essentially duking it out to be the main mother character in this movie, and it ends with a really sweet kind of meeting in the middle for the two of them, which is why I decided to include it on this list. Fun fact, most of Robin Williams' lines were improvised, and he chose to play the straight man so Nathan Lane could shine, which is really sweet. And that brings us to the end of the first half of our Mother's Day movies. Let me know what you thought of these in the comments. If you've seen any of them, if you have any thoughts about them, let me know. And I'll see you on Friday for the other half.